me or the PS5. Look at what I can give you. Why are you laughing?
Because that's quite funny. Oh, I find it quite funny how you're trying to show off your assets to me. Yeah, you're trying to, sell yourself again. Was you getting a bit too comfortable in the relationship? Because a new girl has now come into my life, and
Guys, men are sick and tired of the games, of the nonsense, of all the BS, and they're done. They're done with dating. They're done with relationships, and they're instead focusing on themselves, getting their money, getting their crypto, and their relationship with God. And women are pissed because the average woman cannot live without a husband. Women were not designed to live without husbands, but men can live happily at the side of the road in a shoebox. A man can live happily at the side of the road in a shoebox. A woman cannot. And now they're freaking out and panicking all over social media. Today's video comes from Man Guide. His channel will be linked in the description of the video so that you can go check him out and support him. Watch to the end of the video to fully understand the implications of men now walking away or going their own way and how this is going to affect women going far into the future. And now let's just go ahead and jump right into the video after a message from Angry's Crypto Academy. So you guys know what's going on. Hard times have arrived. Women are panicking. And if you don't want to end up like them, you need to take some precautions because the ATMs are going to stop working. The banks are going to chain the doors up just like they did when the Greek economy collapsed and teenagers were selling physical intimacy for €3 for 3 euros, about the price of a cheese sandwich. And you guys were like angry. That was about 10 years ago. And you guys were like angry. That's still €2 too many. I'm like, guys, they're hungry. Angry. That's still €2 too many. All right. If they want €3, then they need to go and work for that. €3, 3 clients. All right. And then they can eat. So you need to protect yourself, protect your wealth, and safeguard your future with crypto. Angry's Crypto Academy will teach you how to buy, sell, trade, and invest in crypto. We'll tell you exactly which coins will mint new millionaires and how to spot potential coins to invest in. Don't miss out. The Academy is linked in the description of the video. And now let's just go ahead and jump right in. Wow. Yeah, so, I mean, if you don't see that on the screen, you have a bunch of comments like PS5 doesn't smell like trout. PS5 doesn't talk back. PS5 won't ever betray you. I mean, holy, these boys are getting mean. Us or the PS5. Duh, PS5.
然而 PS5 what is your decision? PlayStation 5 or get played by 5 women. PS5 can play that thing for 5 seasons. For girl I can last 5.5 Hey, PS5 won't leave me on red. Hey, PS5 just make me happy. Hey, PS5 never cheat on me when I do math in the library. Finally get me emotional, damn it.
Please tell me we're online.
Is it okay to be honest about your body count? Girls always ask me this, and here's the truth. Men of quality and men that respect women would never ask you such a personal question.
Translating. Translation complete. Ladies will say that a man should not judge a woman based on the mistakes she made in the past. But any good investor knows the history of a company you invest in can negatively impact your overall investment in the future. How is it that ladies want to know how tall the man is or what kind of career the man has? Yet, when a man wants to know her history to make a good decision on a partner, it means he's insecure. This shaming tactic to lower a man's standard, it's quite hypocritical.
What kind of world do we live in where a normal, regular girl cannot find just a regular guy out here to date? Because these guys don't want a real woman. They want a fantasy. They want to live in this fake fantasy world. They would rather jack off to some screen, to some robot, rather than actually deal with a real human being and what comes with that. You know why? Because it's easier. And I am done.
Okay, first off, do your homework, sweetheart. You're talking to the wrong crowd. Second, guys, I think we all know that if the phone is picked up and the record button is pressed before the cry, it's not a real cry. Without being able to come up with their own words and general ideas, feminists are now just trying to rip off the message that resonates with all of us, saying things like real women or trying to make it look like guys have just given up and are collecting cobwebs in mom's basement. But, as always, it's just another one of those things to add to the list of feminist beliefs that are leading to their total ruin. I mean, everyone with eyes can see it. Real men have moved on, understanding their value, encouraging lifestyles and communities that bring them up, and aiming for higher goals every day. The weeping girl in the clip isn't talking about us. She's talking about the scraps left behind when we took off. After all, they can't help but blame anyone but themselves, even though it was their own beliefs and customs that got them into this mess. There are 5 that often come to the top of our heads, so let's get into it.
All saying I want a strong man who's gonna lead, who's got his shit together, who isn't in his feelings. But then on the other hand, you're like, but I also want him to let me hang out with my guy friends.
Well, let me ask you this. Why does a man, not wanting you to hang out with a guy friend equate to a strong man? Why does that make him a strong man?
Why do I need a leash?
Well, it depends. Do you want him hanging out with women when you're not
I
there?
didn't care if he communicated.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, but I pay attention to what women do, not what they say. So, if you say, I'm fine with my boyfriend going off and hanging out with his girl who's a friend, it doesn't bother me. What I'm hearing is, that's not a guy you really want. That's not a guy that you're actually into, who really like...
Maybe you're speaking for yourself, but for me, that's not what happened. I loved him. I wanted a whole future with him.
But not enough to not hang out with the guy friends.
Right.
Awkward.
She's not completely yours.
How do you ensure that he's showing me?
You can't. That's her decision.
What you mean you can't?
Nah, I agree with that.
I feel like as a man, you know when a woman is really invested in you.
No, you don't.
Versus, why
No, you
not?
don't. And that's what men be scared of.
Women are the greatest actors in the world. All right. They start acting the day that they are born. They start acting, learning how to manipulate their parents by crying to get what they want. If they want to be picked up and held. And remember, you're dealing with dopamine junkies, so they need constant hits of dopamine. So it's there's no such thing as a bad emotion for them. All emotions are good emotions, especially if they're cycling through them, so they can get their fix of dopamine. So when you're dealing with modern women, you have to remember that it was just your turn. She will never love you. She can like certain things about you. She can like qualities that you have. She can like how you look. She can like how you make her feel, but she will never love you. Okay. The only thing that a woman will ever truly be loyal to are her emotions, and it's the honest to goodness truth. And this is what women don't like. They don't like the realization. They don't like the fact that men are realizing that you will never know a woman entirely. No matter how smart you think you are, no matter how confident you think you are, she will always cheat on you. You can never entirely trust a woman. And what they're doing here is now they're getting angry. They're like, well, no, if you're a good man and you're a confident man and you have your life together, you will know if a woman is truly into, and if she's, and if you don't have anything to worry about. That's an absolute and utter lie, because what's happening now is men are realizing that it doesn't matter. Women, even pimps get played. Even pimps get played, and you are not mightier than a pimp. You do not have more game than a pimp, and even pimps get played by their chicks. All right. So if a pimp can get played, we're done. All girls cheat. All girls cheat. If you're in a relationship with a woman, all right, and she's not being physically intimate with you, if you're in a relationship with a decent looking woman, it doesn't even have to be like a real baddie. All right. But especially if you're with a baddie, and she's not being intimate with you, I guarantee you she's out there in the streets. 100%. She has a roster. You're just subsidizing her living. You are just her simp. That she is living off. You've given her her foundation so that she can go out there into the streets and live her best life in the streets with all of these dudes that she actually enjoys, that she actually likes. Because little bro, she does not like you.
Whoever get comfortable with that girl you're dealing with. My bitch is going, your bitch is going. Hey, let me tell you something. Every girl is shakeable, breakable, and takeable. The number one rule of the game is don't think you can't get played, including me, bro. It don't matter how many likes you get, how known you are, how much he like you. All it takes is the right emotion, the right opportunity, or the right dude, and your bitch is gone. Tom Brady's wife left him for a dude who probably makes $100,000 a year owning a fucking jiu-jitsu gym. Tom Brady's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. But the money didn't fucking matter. The fame didn't matter. Her emotions did. A lot of you dudes be so in love and get blindsided. Talking about, oh, my girl will never cheat. She's super loyal. Don't put nothing past no girl. Even pimps get knocked for their 304s. You think you got more game and pimping than a fucking pimp? Buster? Now, I'm not making this video to, scare you guys in relationships, right? I'm just giving you the fucking reality, bro. So when a girl falls in love with you, keep falling in love with yourself. Because the moment she leave and you fell in love with her, you're going to be all fucked up, depressed, don't know what the fuck to do. Girls cheat more than men. I've been single for 6 years. I've seen it all and did it all. Follow your boy for more advice.
Guys, you have to understand that the best relationship you can have is with yourself and the Lord Jesus Christ. Okay? Most men are moving on right now, focusing on themselves and, and building themselves up. I was watching something from the Snyder Report today, and basically Trump has just said that this is the end of cash. Like, basically, he's signaling the end of cash. He's ordered that we don't make any more pennies. It costs two pennies to make 1 penny. Now think about this also. We use pennies in accounting. We use pennies in business heavily. For example, I have a degree, and one of my degrees is in business. I've got a bunch of degrees, and the fact is that a lot of business is done over 1 penny. So for example, Walmart suppliers, a lot of the time, bidding wars break out over a single penny. So what happens if you no longer have a penny, a physical penny anymore? The truth is that where we're heading is the dissolution of most forms of physical money right now. So you're not going to have coins anymore. Coins are going to disappear. It's good because that's exactly what the treasury is going to say. Is like, look at the cost of these coins. Look at how much money it's costing us to make these quarters, and where all of the quarters actually going. Like, we're going to find out probably stuff from Elon that they've been doing a lot of BS when it comes to things like quarters, when it comes to things like coins. We're probably going to get that revelation quite soon. And we're heading towards a cashless society. So there's not going to be any more cash. It's basically all going to disappear. That's why Trump is moving us over to a crypto standard right now and investing $1 trillion in cryptocurrency. The truth is, we've been in a depression for a long time, and the actual unemployment rate is likely somewhere around 24%. And when it becomes known that we've been in a depression this long, and that the actual rate's really around 24%, that's only going to plunge us into an even deeper depression, where we're going to end up with an unemployment rate of probably around maybe 30 to even 35 or 40%, which sounds insane. But when you consider what's going to happen with AI and all the jobs that AI is going to take, you're going to have a scenario where you're going to have a third or even almost half of the population who cannot find jobs or stable work. And the only way that people are going to be able to survive is basically, a lot of them is going to be tent city. However, that's going to create new economic opportunities, and a lot of that's going to be through cryptocurrency, where many people are going to be day trading crypto or just living off the interest from their crypto and the gains from their crypto. For example, many of us will never sell our coins. I have a massive reserve in a specific cryptocurrency, which I've been preaching about over in the academy. You can check out Angry's Crypto Academy in description, link description of the video. I've been preaching forever about a specific coin. Everyone should hold at least one of these coins. This coin is basically the next Bitcoin, and it's been around for many, many years. Everyone should hold at least one of these coins. I have tons of them, and I really don't plan on selling them. I really do not plan on. I don't even want to sell one of these coins, because there's an ETF coming along for it. So boomers are going to be buying them off the stock exchanges. Banks and institutions, even the people who make these ETFs, are going to need access to these coins to run their ETFs. So, and as it becomes much more difficult to get access to them, no one's going to be selling them. If they want to hold one of my coins, they're going to have to pay me interest to hold my coin, to have custody of it. All right. And they need to return that coin to me as well. So that's how a lot of people are going to be surviving day trading cryptocurrency. Right now we're able to make, we have actually a course called Crypto Trading Blueprint for Dummies over in the academy. We teach you how to day trade cryptocurrency and make hundreds of dollars a day just working an hour a day. And These kinds of skill sets, these types of things is going to be how people survive and avoid Tyrone 10 City. So just to remind you again, guys, the hard times are here. You're going to see the ATM stop working. You're going to see the banks chain up the doors. And the only way that you're going to be able to protect your wealth and safeguard your future is going to be with crypto. And over at our academy, Angry's Crypto Academy, we teach you literally how to buy, sell, trade, and invest in crypto. And we'll tell you exactly which coins will mint you millionaires and how to spot potential coins to invest in. So don't miss out on the opportunity. The academy is linked in the description of the video. And if you want to find out which coin I've been talking about, there's quite a few coins out there that can have a lot of potential. But there's a specific coin that can basically take you from zero to hero and help to ensure that you will have a future. It is actually it is a Bitcoin level coin. All right. And it's a dark horse coin. Everyone is sleeping on it. You can find out what it is over in the academy. But I mean, guys, this is the reality we're now heading into, and it's a nightmare. And women are panicking because they're between a rock and a hard place. And a woman without a man really can't do much in this world. Women are helpless in this world without men, and they hate to admit to it. This is the reason why women try to constantly conquer men, because they view men as a source of power. All right. So if they can conquer a man, then that means that they are more powerful than men. If they say that they are better than men, then that means that they are the greatest that ever lived and the greatest that ever walked. The thing is that they want power without responsibilities, without accountability. So basically they have privilege while men have punishments, because we're held accountable for everything that we do and many of the things that we don't. But now, consequences are coming, and modern women will have to deal with said consequences, and they're really not going to be able to run away from them. They think they're going to be able to pass the buck on to someone else, but it just does not work like that. So they're going to face extremely hard times, because the average man could live happily in a shoebox at the side of the road. The average woman cannot. And now they're going to face consequences for decisions that they've made. Now they're going to have to deal with lots of pain, lots of suffering, lots of poverty, lots of destitution, lots of hardship, because they never learned how to deal with these things, how to deal with these things in the first place. They made a choice, and now they're going to have to live with the consequences of those choices that they made. They didn't do the hard work. They didn't have to go through the hardships that you learn from in life, because they were always being bailed out of every bad decision. Well, now they're going to have to deal with this, and it's going to be compounded, like with compound interest. It's in building up for like 20 or 30 years. So it's going to be like Goku dropping a spirit bomb on them. And a lot of these women, they have very bad character. So you know how the spirit bomb works. If you're pure of heart, the spirit bomb will not, it technically should not hurt you. We saw that in the Tournament of Power with Goku, where he absorbed the spirit bomb. But in the case of someone who has extreme amounts of malice and ill will, like Majin Buu, it's going to basically take, it's going to do its job. It's going to do its job. It's like an NUKE going off. So modern women are about to be hit with that spirit bomb, and they're not going to be able to handle it. They're not going to be able to handle it. It's going to basically send them back to the Stone Age. On the other hand, for the average man, we're going to be out here surviving and thriving as long as we keep our hearts right with God, and focus on ourselves and getting our money, and learn and preparing and transitioning to the new economy that's going to be a cashless, crypto-based, blockchain-based economy, where everything is going to be on the blockchain, and crypto is going to power that blockchain. We're talking about every government transaction. You're seeing what's happening with USAID right now and all the money that they've been stealing. Who the hell is going to vote Democrat in the future after this? So all of that's going to be stored on a blockchain, and it's going to be publicly reviewed, and every transaction is going to need to be tracked on a blockchain. Everything's going to have to be transparent now, because there will be no trust ever again. And we have the right person. They have the right person to make this all happen. All right, right people. We have the most crypto-friendly president ever, Donald Trump, and then we have, the Dodge lover himself, Department of Government Efficiency, Elon Musk. So he's going to modernize the entire government, and he's going to cut the ways. Everything is going to have to be kept track of, and it's pretty much over. And these blockchains are going to be powered by cryptocurrency like XRP, which will facilitate bank-to-bank transactions, and institutional lending, all kind, international transfer of money. It's really going to be significant. So And of course, Bitcoin, something that you need to do all of this is basically it's digital gold. It's all and other coins. It's over. It's really over. Don't forget that BRICS is coming. Modern women don't know anything about crypto. The average woman is risk adverse, so she's not going to stick it out in crypto. Just like most of the people who own stocks are men, or most of the people in the markets are men. It's the same thing with crypto, and crypto is even more complicated. Crypto is way more complicated than stocks are. There's a massive learning curve. Like if you have knowledge of stocks, it can be beneficial in the crypto space, very beneficial. But the thing is that there's an additional layer of complexity there. And of course, you can learn these things. I tell you what happens to me all the time is I'll have my students, people, for example, in the boot camp, we do coaching over there, we do one-on-one. So if you need help, we will hold your hand. And once they get started, and I'm like, bro, calm down. Let's go over this, let's go over that. They're like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then within like a week, they're like, okay, yeah, Angry, I don't need you anymore. Like you're a damn good teacher where you could take someone who is crying on Monday that they don't understand, telling you on Monday they don't understand crypto, to telling you on Friday that, yeah, I've already purchased like a dozen different coins. I've set up my Ledger hardware wallet, and I'm also looking into some other storage options. And yeah, I'm doing day trading. Yeah, Angry, we're good. If I need anything, I'll let you know, man. But I'm good. I'm good. You're a damn good teacher if you could take an absolute novice, an absolute newbie who is panicking, kicking and screaming, and within a week make them feel confident in themselves. So if you want me to do that for you, definitely go and check out Angry's Crypto Academy. We tell you which coins to invest in. We have a trending crypto section, so you'll find out what coins also are trending right now, and what to invest in. We have a massive community where the students talk among themselves, trade ideas, share what they're actually investing in right now, what's going on. They've turned that space, that's their space. It's incredible, guys. Go and check that out. Because hell on earth is here, and modern women are not going to be able to adjust to any of this. And of course, they're going to try to shift blame to everyone else. Of course, shift blame especially onto men. That's not going to work for them this time, like the way it's worked, because men don't care anymore. Men are giving up on relationships. Men are giving up on dating. Men are done taking blame for every bad thing and every bad decision that women have made. And instead, men are just focusing on living their best lives, because they're sick of the nonsense. They're sick of the games. They're sick of it. They realize that they've been gaslit forever, and now they're walking away and just focusing on themselves. Let me ask you something. When the banks collapse, and trust me, it's coming, will you be ready? Imagine waking up to ATMs that don't work, bank doors chained shut, and millions of people left with nothing. No cash, no access to their savings, and no way to survive. But it doesn't have to be that way for you. That's why I created Angry's Crypto Academy, to teach you everything you need to know about crypto so you can protect yourself and your family. You'll learn how to buy, sell, and even day trade crypto for a living. Plus, we alert you to new crypto trends so you can profit before everyone else even knows what's happening. Right now, I've just published an exclusive investment guide inside the Academy, and it's linked in the description below. In it, I reveal the one coin that could make you a millionaire. A coin so revolutionary, it could change everything. If you missed out on Bitcoin and Ethereum, this is your second chance. This isn't just about financial freedom. It's about survival. When the system collapses and everyone else is selling, you'll be the one buying, prepared to weather the storm and thrive while others struggle to survive. Don't wait. This knowledge isn't optional, it's critical. The links in the description. Go check it out now.
You get into that space where you think you know that, and then some bad shit happen, and it catch you completely off guard. That shit can ruin your life.
But you don't
Men
feel like
have you noticed men don't bounce back from hard breakups?
Yeah.
Oh, they really don't.
It ain't like, if, like once a nigga go through, like, not if you just fucking with somebody and, you know what I mean, and passing, but if a man been like a real long-term relationship, he don't just leave that motherfucker and go jump to some new shit and be happy.
Yeah.
Not unless he been unhappy for a real long time, but if that nigga was happy at some point and then she completely switched the program, that shit fucking nigga up. Don't get mad.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. When it comes to the viability of the Western woman, a lot of it comes down to the defeatist mentality that feminism constantly praises. They're going to look at me like that anyway, so I might as well hop on the carousel. If I act like a proper woman, this leaves me vulnerable to the so-called demonic men from the 1800s. I'm a single mom anyway, so I might as well rack it up and get 3 new baby daddies in the process. And this is the kind of belief system that makes feminism rank first among pervasive cults, and why it'll probably be studied when the world finally comes to its senses. We've seen a lot of these clips over the years. The women start off aggressively with their typical campaign buzzwords and break everything down to semantics. But it always leads to the same thing every time the logic falls apart. Well, why should I even try? We're in this situation, so what's the point in finding the cause? This mentality compounds generationally, which is why we always see crazier shit with each new batch that comes of age. They're told by the single moms and celebrities they follow that a return to traditionalism will lead to defeat and subservience. The funny and sad part is that, in the case of women, the words subservience and defeat shouldn't inhabit the same sentence, because that's basically like saying that acting like a woman will be a total loss.
So he knows I'm going to lunch.
He knows you're
He
going to
knows
lunch.
my vibe. He knows how I like to move, and he only sent $30.
I'm not gonna bend over backward for a man that is just sending whatever he can. But if I'm talking to him, next time I'm out and he says, "Oh, you need something for lunch," I'm gonna tell him it's okay. Somebody already sent me $100.
Okay. If we're being completely honest, right here, right now, we've all eaten lunch for $30.
Yes.
Let's start
100%.
Cute little cafe spot, baby.
I'm getting lunch for $17.
I'm
gonna snap us and get something popping, but
we're not saying that we're ungrateful.
Right.
Food is food on the table. However, you know what the standard is.
Correct.
You know what the standard is. See, guys, this is where things are going to get really juicy, because many of these women, when they end up in states of poverty and destitution and the living hell that we are now in, they will refuse to compromise. They will refuse to compromise for a plan D guy. So basically, we have different grades of men, okay? D is for desperate. A woman will go and get a plan D guy when they are extremely desperate. That's how it used to work, all right? These are your guys that might make, 20, 30, maybe $40,000 a year. These are the guys who will give them a roof over their head, can pay their phone bill and food to eat, all right? Clothing on their back, and subsidize them at least with the very basics, until they can start working towards getting back on their feet. And of course, the plan D guy is not even the guy that they actually even want to be with. And they're not, when I say even be with, like, this guy doesn't have a shot. A lot of the times the plan D guy, they treat him like he's kind of like a friend. So it's like, the guy will even make it very clear to them that he wants a relationship, and they'll kind of like string him along. But they, when he makes a move, they're like, no, we're just friends. And he's like, bro, I'm letting you live at my place. I'm feeding you. I'm taking care of you. And you're trying to act like we're just friends. So that's how bad the situation is with the plan D guy. Then you have the plan C guy. The plan C guy is the plan come up guy. Those are the guys who make, $75,000, $100,000 a year. Yes, $100,000 a year is a come up guy still. All right, that's the guy that they're going to use to really get back on their feet, to come back from the brink of poverty and destitution. Because the plan D guy cannot bring them back from the brink of poverty and destitution. He can just keep them going so they don't go completely full destruction. But the plan C guy, they'll use him to come back up. They'll use him to, get back on their feet, reestablish their bank accounts as they squirm his money, take money from him, rebuild, and they'll go from there. They'll basically use him to rebuild their lives. Then, and then transition to a plan B guy. The plan B guy is the guy That's the guy that makes $500,000 a year, $1 million a year. That's the guy. Yeah, that's a plan B guy. All right. Most of you listening right now, you're not even plan B guys. Okay. You're plan C and plan D. So they get to a plan B guy, and that's the guy that they're going to build their lives off. And, and that's, and basically use to supplement their lives, hopefully for the rest of their lives through things like alimony, child support, and whatever. All right. Plan A guys are your really high value guys like celebrities, people who are worth like millionaire, like a really like people worth $100 million, $1 billion, people in that type of league. Plan D, plan S guys, that's a league above them. Sensual guys. Those are the little ponchos, the Rays, Pookies, Enriques, Chads, Tyrones. Those are the men that they actually love. Those are the men that they actually desire. But plan S guys are not marriageable men. So, and the chances of them landing a plan A guy, because every woman thinks that they deserve a plan A guy, they deserve a LeBron James that's a billionaire and one of the best athletes on the planet, but they'll settle for a plan B guy that's just a basic, that makes a couple $100,000 a year or $1 million a year, and they can build their life off him. And of course, there's some guys, some women who try to do this with plan C guys. But as you can see, what would be considered a high value man? A man making $100,000 a year, 10 years ago would be considered a high value man. A man making $100,000 a year today is considered is considered a come up guy. They're coming up. They're using him as a come up and nothing more, because that's still not enough to subsidize these modern women, especially in this insane age of inflation. So it's a sad reality, and that's why so many men are waking up and realizing the juice was never worth the squeeze. And most men today don't want women in their lives. They just want to live simple lives of luxury and comfort far below their means, while most women are facing extraordinary states of poverty and destitution. Will have to go hang out with Yogi and Boo Boo. Let me know your thoughts. We'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away, and share.
Nothing says you care like crypto. Nothing can compare. Nothing says you care like crypto. Oh, nothing can compare to crypto.